Many people believe that when you die, your soul lives on. What do you believe? Today, let's look at everything from people that have had outer body experiences to others who caught their soul leaving their body on camera. Starting off this countdown, we have the grandmother's soul. In 1997, an elderly woman named Magda was laying down dying from melanoma. Her grandson Sal and his family surrounded her during her final moments. As she took her last few breaths, Sal claims that he saw this faint opening in the air beside her. Then he saw the spirit of his grandmother rise from her body and head towards this portal. As her soul neared the portal, he saw the ghost of his grandfather come out of the portal and help guide her in. Then they both disappeared. That moment changed his life forever. He's thankful that his grandmother is now at peace and reunited with her lover. Moving on to number 9, we have the Canadian student. Back in 2014, a Canadian professor, Claude Messier, was conducting a lecture on out-of-body experiences. When he was done, he was approached by one of his students. She told him that she can have out-of-body experiences whenever she wants. In fact, she thought that this was normal and that everyone could do it as well. The professor was so fascinated that he actually had an MRI run on her while she forced herself to have this experience. From there, he analyzed her brain to learn more about this. And this woman was telling the truth, because during the brain scan, she was just laying there and relaxing, but her mind was lighting up as if she was active. This is what the woman had to say about her experience, and I quote, "I feel myself moving, or more accurately, can make myself feel as if I'm moving. I know perfectly well that I'm not actually moving. In fact, I am hypersensitive to my body at this point because I'm concentrating so hard on the sensation of moving. For example, if I spin for long enough, I get dizzy." Isn't that pretty wild? I think it is. In our 8th spot today, we have the dark soul. So as you just saw, this person was sick on their deathbed, and CCTV footage caught his soul leaving his body. You can clearly see a dark shadow slowly leave their body. As this happens, the person twitches a little. Could this be real footage of a soul leaving one's body? Moving on at number 7, we have the bad accident. Back in 1988, Leslie Lupo was declared dead for 14 minutes after being trampled by horses at a ranch in Tucson. During those 14 minutes, Leslie's life changed forever. She claims that her soul left her body and she was staring at her own body on the ground beside her. What's weird is that while the horses were trampling her and dragging her body around, she didn't feel any of that, and that's because she wasn't in her body at all. She was out of it, feeling no pain, just serenity. After those 14 minutes, she was brought back into her body and survived the accident. Moving on to number 6, we have the Patna Hospital. Now this video went viral on YouTube for how unbelievable it is. This footage is apparently CCTV footage taken from a hospital in Patna, India. In the video, you can see a patient in one section of the room, and all of a sudden, you can see their spirit sit up in bed and then float away. Of course, people have questioned the authenticity of this video. Some say it's real, some say it's not, but you decide. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with The Orb. Posted by Mr. Luckyman 007 on YouTube, he captured the moment that his brother's soul left his body on camera. Let me preface by saying that his brother was in hospice care for quite some time. They promised each other that he would try and catch the moment of his departure on camera, so that's why he was filming in the first place. It was one of his dying wishes. At about 21 to 23 seconds into the video, you could see a white orb rise up out of his brother and then head over to the right. It then disappears into the wall. What's weird is that the TV was on, and when this happened, the show had a scene in which the character was saying, "Taken off, taken off, taken off." Did you guys see the orb? I certainly did. In our 4th spot, we have Miss Z. In 1966, psychology professor Dr. Charles Tart began studying a woman who could leave her body on command. They referred to her as Miss Z. Now, they wanted to test her abilities and make sure that she was legit. So what they would do is have this woman lay down on a bed and then place a random number on a shelf above her bed. There's no way she'd be able to see the number. So she would have to have an outer body experience to then float up and see the number on the top shelf. She got it right every time. How wild is that? Can you force yourself to have outer body experiences? Let me know in the comments below. In our third spot, we have survivors of cardiac arrest. Over the years, it has been reported that survivors of cardiac arrest have left their body when this is happening. In 2014, 15 US, UK, and Austrian hospitals decided to run an experiment. Basically, they put 50 to 100 shelves in the areas in which cardiac arrest resuscitations would take place. Every shelf had a random image placed on top, which could only be seen if you were looking down at it from the ceiling. Survivors of cardiac arrest were later interviewed and asked if they saw the image on the shelves. Multiple patients saw themselves leave their body and saw the image on the shelves and properly identified it. They also could perfectly recall what was happening to them as they were getting resuscitated. Moving on, at number 2, we have the deadly crash. In the next clip, you see a truck turning and smash into a motorcycle that was speeding past him as he was turning. Sadly, the motorist did not survive. As he is laying there, you can see his soul leave his body. As people get out of their cars to check on the guy, you can see a ghostly apparition of him just standing by his body. It then slowly disappears. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the motorcycle accident. In 2016, a Kentucky man was driving by the scene of a crash when he decided to take a photo of it. Later, the photo was posted on Facebook. Don't ask me. I don't know why he did that. But that's when his followers started noticing something off about the picture. Where the motorist had crashed, there seemed to be a spirit floating above his body. The man didn't know, but sadly the motorist did pass away. And it seems as if he caught his soul leaving his body on camera. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Like I said, comment something down below. Do you have outer body experiences? Let me know your stories in the comments. And now, speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video Top 10 Places Archaeologists Don't Want You to See, and it was the marathon video. Ghost Orbs in Philly Burbs commented, I think Atlantis is inner Earth. That's where it is located. Well, I saw the movie Journey to the Center of the Earth, and Atlantis was not in the center of the Earth. Atlantis is supposed to be underwater too. I don't know, it probably exists. It's just like we haven't explored all of the ocean, so it's probably out there, you know? Maybe a little rundown, but it's probably deep, deep somewhere where we just can't have access to. Fafit commented, did someone let off a fart at 30 seconds in which required a strong air freshener, LOL? I replayed back the clip. I was doing laundry, so it was my laundry machine going shh, but it did sound like somebody literally took an air freshener and was like, oh god, it smells in here. It wasn't, but I actually cackled when I read this comment the first time. And Sean Woodford commented, I can only imagine what else in those places are kept under wraps. Honestly, scientists, archaeologists, they probably know a bunch of crap that they're not letting us know, right? There's probably a lot that they discovered and they just can't let us know. Or it would terrify us and cause mass panic. Anyway, let's not focus on that. Okay, we'll just focus on the positives. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye!